Dark Souls 2 is finally out! Yay! Hell, I've been waiting for it for a long time. It is basically more of the first game with little changes here and there, the biggest one of which is being a decent port, I guess. Constant 60 FPS even when frapsing while not looking like shit is a pleasant surprise. Firstly, I made a character. In the previous game, my main character was a heavily armored knight, so I went for something quicker but less durable this time for a bigger challenge. And on arrival, I was immediately tasked with killing 4 big bosses to lift the curse of undeath. So there are 4 paths that I've decided to do clockwise because... well, because I need structure, okay? The result, I found myself in the Forest of Giants, making progress through it at my own pace. By which I mean very slowly. Took me about 7 hours to leave the area in a satisfying state, meaning getting every item I could lay my undead hands on, and killing both bosses I could find. The first one being the last giant. Great intro, boring boss. That I guess is fine for the first boss you meet, but come on, Tower's demon from the first game was far more challenging. Or perhaps I was far more shit. So I have died only once due to my own stupidity, and on the second attempt he didn't stand a chance considering the amount of life gems I had at that point. On the other hand, the second boss I met managed to provide me with a real Dark Souls experience. The Pursuer, what a fucking bastard. This one killed me a bunch of times, to the point that enemies on the way to him started to disappear. I'm actually not sure if this makes the game harder or easier. It is rather nice to just run to a boss unopposed. At the same time, I can't farm souls that may hinder me big time in the long run. But I digress. After dying a bunch of times barely doing any damage, I started looking around and realized that there are 2 ballista just sitting there doing nothing. However, trying to put them to use resulted in a shameful display. I was running out of options. Thankfully, while fighting my way to the boss for an obscene time, I remembered that such thing as parry exists. But surely it is impossible to parry a gigantic sword wielded by a knight 3 times my size. Turns out, it isn't, and it is pretty easy to do, and it stumbles him for a couple of seconds, allowing me to use a ballista. After that, it was just a matter of skill. Figure out the best place to parry in order to hit him with a ballista. That was actually marked by my corpse, since Blue Sword stab came rather unexpectedly several times. By the way, he managed to curse me in the process, but it doesn't seem to do anything. Anyway, after every piece went into place perfectly, the whole fight lasted for about 30 seconds. And hell, I was happy to leave this stupid message. Also, defeating the boss allowed me to move to the next area via bird. The Lost Bastille seems kinda dark.